Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Can I tell you something? I suspect that the world, or at least my co-workers, are gaslighting me, Nelson.
Yeah.
There was a concert on in Melbourne a few weeks ago now called Fridays Live. It was all a bunch of old, 2000s R&B artists and stuff. Mariah Carey was the big headline, but a lot of artists performing in this concert. Mm-hmm. And I asked some people at work who was the highlight of Fridays Live because a bunch of them went.
Yeah.
And they all said, oh, definitely Pitbull. Pitbull was the best. Everyone was so excited to see Pitbull. And I've seen this a lot online. Everyone, for the Fridays Live concert, was excited for Pitbull. And I asked them, I said, I am asking this with no irony, when did Pitbull stop being a joke? Because people just used to always make fun of Pitbull. And everyone around this table I sat, about 8 people, were like, no, I don't think so. I was like, no, I feel like Pitbull was like Nickelback and Pitbull were kind of like, I'm not saying that I don't like Pitbull. I'm just curious, when did it change? And I don't think that's true.
I think sometimes we can be absorbed in our own bubble sometimes, though, where we're like, everybody knew that. That was
honestly
the thing. And no, there was you and 3 friends and you just kept talking each other and being like, ha ha ha, Pitbull, am I right? Yeah.
I think it was more kind of late night TV show hosts and stuff at the time. You know, the easy celebrity
that's what you
punching
need to
bags.
do then, Cambo. Because otherwise it's on you. Otherwise you're in a crazy... You could be this is somebody who's in an asylum right now, I think, and doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
And I think you need to come out with the proof. Otherwise, that's on you.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I have to go find receipts. But it was so interesting just to be for
Rove
my whole
Live
life,
then, presumably. Get Rove Live.
For my whole life, I've been I thought everyone thought Pitbull was a joke.
Right,
and they enjoyed him as a joke in the same way you enjoy Psy with Gangnam Style or anything like that. And everyone's no, everyone loves Pitbull.
Yeah, maybe it's the, what, I guess you need to elaborate on joke. What do you think it is about Pitbull that was, seen as a joke?
I remember people making fun of him because he rhymed Kodak with Kodak.
Yeah, well, what else are you going to rhyme it with? Schmodak? I didn't think so.
Give it a go, though. Because people will be like, oh, am I not smart enough to know what a schmodak is?
Yeah. I'm so educated, I know what a schmodak is. Anyway, Pitbull's the hero.
Anyway, no, what I would love is
life.
if people would verify, just write in our Discord or something. Was Pitbull a joke? 10 years ago? Or have I made this up?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, write it in. Guys, just say that he was, for Campo's sake. Anyway, I'd be like, yeah, he's definitely, yeah.
You all laughed.
Yeah. All right, Cambo, let's get into it. This first Reddit on Reddit was cross-posted to us by Just Judging Reddit, but it was originally by Flopsy Plum in the subreddit Crazy Ideas. Breast implants should be named Cupgrades.
If there's not a cosmetic surgery place, you know how Thai restaurants love a pun, Thai Panic and stuff like that. If there's not some kind of cosmetic surgery
I'm not eating
place,
there, obviously.
No. If there's not a cosmetic place that in a strip mall, a real rundown dodgy one called Cupgrades, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah. I'm surprised actually they're not already called that. We've got rhinoplasty, all right? We started there. I mean, we're like, oh, okay, so now we're just making fun of the thing that you're fixing. So I'm surprised that this is not another thing. Tummy tuck, I feel like, is also kind of a bit playful.
Yeah, I think a tummy tuck, is that the official name? Or is that a colloquialism?
I think it does describe a particular type of cosmetic surgery. I'm pretty sure. Because you can do different things that are probably, obviously liposuction would be one thing, but I feel like a tummy tuck is a specific type of...
right. Yeah, I
had
always
looked
assumed
it up.
that was
it's actually, there is another term for it called abdominoplasty. It's normally
This is what I thought.
It's normally plasty stuff, isn't it? Rhinoplasty.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's plasty forward, the cosmetic game.
But rhinoplasty got in there as a like.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But yeah, my suspicion was always like tummy tuck isn't like the medical term. That's just what people call it.
Yeah.
And so a breast implant is quite literally what it is. They're implanting something normally beneath, or I mean, there's different kinds of breast implants, but they're implanting something in your breast to make them larger.
Yeah.
But in the same way that we then colloquially say tummy tuck to explain what it is, a Cupgrade, it can just become the more common, like casual vernacular. And if someone says breast implant, you go, "Ooh, okay, getting medical, are we, with the medical terms?"
Oh. How about this for one, Cambo? This is what I'm going to say when you're getting implants of another kind, I think. This is what we should do. Start our own cosmetic surgery place, and it's all about the names, okay? We do the standard procedures. Well, not us, obviously, we're not qualified. But really, we get people in with the fun names. Here's what I've got for one of them. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. And this is, we're giving people fake abs.
We're giving people fake abs. Make them look really great.
So when people come in and say, "Can I have fake abs?" we go, "Absolutely."
And they're like, okay. There's a weird way to confirm.
But like, can you? Like,
yeah.
Are you qualified to do this? Absolutely.
And we wink after each time. And they're like, I'm still not, look, this is pretty serious for me. Okay, how about this one? Bottoms up. I like that one. I think that was pretty good.
Yeah. That's good, actually.
Yeah.
That is good because it's twofold. One, we'll do the Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah.
Two, we'll be drunk. Bottoms up.
Yeah. We do drink during the procedure.
Yeah.
We actually don't have any anesthetic for you. It's just you also get drunk. We're all drunk in there. Bottoms up.
If we do a nose job, this isn't a clever thing, but I want to promote body positivity. So if we do a nose job, I think we should call it "Your nose is actually fine, but we can ruin it if you want."
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. We
just
could
to really make people think.
We could call one the shotgun. Just be like, look, or no, maybe it's more like bee stings or something. Because I feel like some people get that. They don't realize it's called the bee sting, but it's where everything just looks like swollen and out of place. Yeah. That's
should we offer like a local suburban pizzeria? Mm-hmm. We just have a service called The Lot.
Oh.
So when you go into a pizza place and you order The Lot, they'll do everything, right, on your pizza.
Yeah.
So people can come in and just get The Lot. We'll give them breast, we'll give them a bee sting, give them a bottoms up.
I don't mind the idea actually of, okay, doing away with the puns, but everything is ordered like a pizza. Like it's like the capricciosa is just getting rid of some fat. That's a liposuction. I just think it's funny if people come in and they order as if they're getting a pizza. But they're ordering
because
all
like
these
say I'm ordering, I'd be like, can I start with The Lot, but can I remove like the lip filler? Because I already have big lips. I don't need lip filler. Mm-hmm, so can I just get that taken off, or is that like how much can you alter the order? Can you do a half like a pizza?
Okay, one side of your face to the other. Is that how
you know how sometimes it's like, can we just get mushroom on one half?
Okay,
what's our version of that?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's bottom half and top half, right? I feel like of that.
Yeah, okay.
You're getting like face and, well, then that's just everything though, isn't it? That's a lot. Yeah. I think that's it.
That's okay. That's like, so we're just now, we can keep the fun names, but we're running a cosmetic surgery place as if it was a pizzeria, like a suburban pizzeria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we behind a counter when you walk in? Like, hey, what can we get you?
Yeah, and we're tossing dough up in the air.
But it's like faces, like little. Yeah, it signifies the cosmetic facelift work we'll be doing.
Yeah,
But we're throwing them up in the air like a pizza dough.
Oh, do you know that's what we should do, actually? We'll throw it on. This is how we kind of mock up what they'll look like. Is we've got dough we're throwing around, and then we throw it on their face, and then we kind of just like mold the dough around their face to be what they would look like. We take a photo of that. Pepperonis for eyes.
Yeah. The real, can I say what I think the real key to have this to be a huge success is? People come in, we're throwing up the dough. Hey, welcome, what can we get you? And they'll say, give us the lot. I'll get the lot and a 1.25 litre Coke. And then we'll be like, no problem, that'll be 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's the full pizza experience. Is you go sit in the little white chairs.
You're like, whoa, this was so fast. Yeah. We say,
yeah, it's not good.
yeah. Yeah, like most pizza places where you're like, no, I guess that was fine. I was hungry and now I'm not anymore, but you know.
They did technically give me what I wanted, I guess.
Yeah. All right, Cameron, let's move on into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit was cross-posted to us by Gone Fish Caking, but it was originally by Amins1997. What's a modern trend that you're 100% sure people will cringe at in 10 years? What's going to be the next, oh God, we actually did that moment?
I don't know about like social media trends per se, but I always think this with fashion. Like looking at what is trendy in fashion right now, and this is nothing new, but just being like, in 10 years, you're going to look at a photo of yourself and be like, oh God, did I really need those hugely baggy, pants are back at the moment. And like the broccoli haircut.
What's awesome is 30 years later, you look back and you're like, oh no, I was trendy back then.
This is the thing, it is so cyclical that like people are dressing basically like it's the early 2000s at the moment. Like that's kind of the trend that's coming back. So I say in 10 years, it'll be out of style, but in 30, it won't.
Yeah. Do you reckon we've gotten even faster? Because I feel like there was a time where it didn't come back around necessarily in your lifetime, or like maybe it seemed like right at the extreme ends. But now it feels like, I feel like I've, it's coming back around to some things that when in my youth was more trendy.
I would say,
like you said, baggy pants or something is a little bit more common. Like
I would say since the 20th century, it probably has sped up, but it seems to be roughly 30 years every time.
Yeah,
it seems to be the cycle roughly of even like all the backwards looking stuff of the 70s. And then in the 90s, actually that's only 20 years, I guess. In the 90s, everything would look back to the 70s. And then in the 2020s, everything's looking back to the 2000s.
When are we going to get back to double denim, Camber? That's what I want.
I reckon that's not far away. Because double denim was like in the 70s, and then it was in the early 2000s. I just have this mental image. There's a real red carpet photo of Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, who were dating at the time, and they're wearing completely denim suits. Yeah. Like everything's denim.
Sick.
Yeah. So I reckon it'll come back. I think it will.
That's the one thing I think will never come back.
Double denim?
Won't. Can't possibly.
I mean, people still wear double denim now.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it good, does it?
No, I actually think
there's a lot of people that wear a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't agree with.
Now that I think about it, it's slightly more a female trend, but there is a trend of kind of baggier jeans and like a big flowy denim top at the moment.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, I think...
Not the double denim you're talking about.
The double denim to me is very much
trucker.
Exactly what you said.
Trucker,
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And Britney Spears. That's what I picture
And
when I think about double denim. It's like I feel like they had like it was again looking back on it. It wasn't like a classy double denim. It just felt like it was like how much denim can we get on our bodies?
I sometimes wear a double denim, but I think the double denim you're referring to is it's a uniformed denim as well. It's like the jacket and the pants are look exact. Because sometimes I realize I wear like a black denim, but then I'll wear a blue denim jacket, and that doesn't feel necessarily like
it's
the
not
double
just
denim.
that. Yeah, it's
one uniform.
It's like you've been painted one color. Yeah. Anyway, I thought we could go through the comments perhaps and see what you thought. I'm going to mention the first comment, but I don't understand it. So maybe you could demonstrate it for me. I don't know. Okay. It was by Probably a Goblin. The TikTok influencer accent and those artificial looking hand movements they do. Do you know what they're referring to? I don't know what this is.
I mean,
I'm obviously not on TikTok. I'm assuming that it's influencer in general.
Yeah, by accent, I assume they mean like there's kind of a social media voice that people tend to put on. I guess. I don't. I don't know what the hand movements are.
Is it like an over the top? Are we saying kind of?
It's like come with me as we go to all that kind of. Which is honestly just like a shittier version of like news reporter. It's like this weird...
Yeah, I feel like that's probably just been around forever, right? To some degree when it's like...
I think some people see it as TikTok accent, but really it's like presenting on camera voice.
Yeah. It's just more obvious now or something.
What do they mean by artificial looking hand movements? Like, I mean, yes, for people listening, Nelson is now doing what I can only describe as artificial looking hand movements.
Yeah, they'll get it. They understand. They know. They know what I just did.
There's actually a comment on this comment that I agree with, which is accomplished git is the username. I hate that they recently started using a tiny microphone they hold in their hands like they're a reporter. This is something that, as a video person, annoys me. They're talking about this specifically, this tiny little microphones you can get, but a lot of people hold lavalier mics up to their mouth and they talk into them. But as a film guy, I know that they're designed to just be on your like on your lapel or your they're a lav mic. But I think that people are getting them not necessarily understanding that they're a microphone, but not necessarily understanding how they're normally used. So they just use them like a roaming
I think it is a look though.
Now it is.
You know what it is.
Yeah,
it is. I tell you what though. I tell you why exactly. You've had this experience with Auntie Donna. There was a bit of a joke. You were doing a filming day with them. Mm-hmm. I think you were there on that filming day. I'm pretty sure. And they ended up, I think, on the second day second part of filming, putting the lav mic on
the
Zach's hat.
Yeah.
Because when he was turning from one guy to the next, the lav mic wasn't picking him up properly.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the reason why they're doing it too. Is like, well, if I'm being a really jaunty, moving around a lot, I need it. I can't have the lav mic because if I'm looking away.
But if you're holding in your hand and you're doing artificial hand movements, whatever they are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you've got the same problem.
But to be clear, I think that the reason that people hold them is because other people hold them. I now just think that is the look of like the TikTok microphone.
Yeah, that's the look now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody said, sadly not Danny DeVito. Oh, making a living off posting your kids on social media. Is that a modern trend that we're not currently cringing at? I feel like that pretty much like instantly was cringeworthy.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll look back at it and be more like, wow, I can't believe anyone did it. But I don't think that's the direction we're heading, and with that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's family vloggers. My old job, I used to have to deal with some of them, and they do give me the ick in some ways. I've seen them in action before, and it does make me think like, God, I wish these kids were just having a normal time. Because I'm like, go down the slide. Oh, I missed it. Go down the slide again. Oh, I missed it. Go to, and
There
it's
was
like,
that documentary that came out, right, about that I can't remember what the family was called, but it was like an influencer family, and the mum was crazy. She was just like controlling all the kids and giving them, like, making them have a miserable time.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was like, people would comment and be like, "Oh man, I wish my family was so much more like yours," but it's just it's just totally fake.
It's all fake.
There's no, like
Yeah.
the kids are acting and they redo takes, and it's not, like it's not a fun time for everyone.
There's a comment here from Wally Emma. This is one I know is a big thing in America, but is also a really big issue here in Australia. The constant gambling ads. I think we'll look back on them in the same way we do cigarette ads now. Gambling. I don't know if it's going to be 10 years, I'll be honest with you. I hope eventually.
It's gonna be a lot longer than that.
I hope eventually
At
it
least
is
in
regulated.
Australia.
Yeah.
It'll be so long. Yeah.
But like as Australia has, as I would say, as big a problem as America does with just like the amount of sports betting style ads during games and just predatory practices to get you to place your first bet. Oh, if it doesn't win, we'll give you your money back. Like anything like that that'll just get you to sign up to their app. Oh man, it's so predatory.
Yeah, exactly. I have another one here. This is by Leon Chase. Reaction videos, especially the ones where they just nod and look smug into the camera. Okay, this is a special, especially a gripe of mine, and I understand that people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, okay? But there's a particular type of podcast that I don't like, and it's where it's like almost similar vibe kind of to ours, right? In the sense that their content will potentially be generated outside of like them and in that moment.
To make that clear, we have nothing against that. We have nothing against the main content of your show being someone else's.
We're all for that. But let's use this as an example where if instead of just sort of using the content and then building upon it, which I hope at least that's something that we give our audience, where they kind of just read it and then that's it, and maybe there's some other people on, they might give a bit of a reaction, a bit of a like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that." And then they're like, "All right, next topic." And you're like, "But you just read a thing." And then somebody reacted to that. It's like less like involved.
There's a certain spin on that as well, which is like to kind of react to something, but also then like with a lack of media literacy, get it wrong. So there's a musician I quite like called Jesse Wells, and he does a lot of really political music. And it's normally pretty pointed, and it's normally very sarcastic. And he's got a song called The Poor, which the opening line is, "If you worked a little harder, then you'd have a lot more. And it's your own damn fault for being so poor." Very, I'd say, obviously sarcastic line to start a song.
Yeah.
And I watched a guy doing a reaction, and he's like, "Wow, it's a really interesting take he's kind of got there. He's kind of saying, like, you need to pull yourself up from your bootstraps. You need to..." I was like, I think you've misread this. I don't think he was interested really in, like, I think he just wanted to quickly react to something and move on.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the like just blatant reaction videos. I sort of get it to some degree. Like sometimes you want to see how somebody else has reacted to something. Usually relating to them, though. I was like, actually, do you know what? This is one that I like. I've seen a few like this, which is so stupid. It's so stupid that I've seen multiple. It is where there is a... so Tim Minchin has a song. It's called Prejudice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he starts it and he says... "Oh, there's a word that you shouldn't say. Has a couple of G's, an I and an E, an N, and an R." And he does that kind of a few times, and he's like, "It's really serious. You shouldn't say this." And then he says, "Only a ginger should call a ginger ginger."
Yeah.
And there's just a bunch of reaction videos of all types of people.
To be clear for people that don't know Tim Minchin, also himself a ginger. Hence the joke.
Can say
he's
allowed to. He's allowed to say it because he's a ginger. But yeah, it's funny watching people be like, "Oh man, he better not say this. I swear to God, those goddamn Australians have done it again. I can't believe this." That's a good reaction one.
If you're ever worried that we're not evolving the content enough to make it useful, I will remind the listeners that at the beginning we were given the prompt about calling a breast implant a Cupgrade. And we spun it into the magic that is some kind of cosmetic surgery pizzeria. I mean,
now, let's not get bogged down into the details as to whether that was better content than if we had just said, "Oh my God, wow, so funny."
No, but we did evolve it.
We did it. We evolved it.
Yeah.
Okay? It's about it's about the effort, not the outcome. Okay.
If you want it to be more clear, we can start a thing where once we do a riff, we'll go, great, evolved, move on, just to make it clear that we've done the thing.
Yeah, done it. All right.
Great.
Evolved, Cambo. We've done it. All right, let's get into today our advice.
So now it's time for Today I Learned.
Today I learned.
And also sometimes advice.
This Today I Learned was by Just Judging Reddit. It was cross-posted just by Just Judging Reddit. And it was originally by Moist Lewis. Today I learned that blue raspberry flavor is typically made from flavor compounds from pineapple, banana, and cherry. The blue coloring is used to avoid confusion with cherry, strawberry, and watermelon flavors. What has the world come to?
Yeah, it's like...
Cambo, I don't like...
I
don't like this.
It's kind of like... eventually, it's in Australia, we have an ice cream called a Billabong. It's like a stick ice cream, and at some point, people always learn, and it shatters their illusion that they've got a popular flavor called rainbow, and that rainbow is actually it's like just caramel. I think it's either caramel or vanilla. It's a very plain flavor.
It's like a single flavor
that they've just put a swirl of color into. And when people learn it, they're like, "Oh my God, my world's been shattered." And I feel like every now and again you find like Blue Heaven. What's Blue Heaven flavor? It's mainly just kind of vanilla, some coloring. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It really comes crashing down.
I feel like every blue artificial flavor it's impossible. And I think this proves it because they're like, we can't even this says blue raspberry. Sorry. I was thinking blueberry flavor, right? But even that, like artificial blueberry flavor doesn't exist. You can't get it because I feel like it just doesn't. We have like different versions in everybody's head of what the artificial taste of the fruit that they're trying to give is. Like when you say, think of the taste of a strawberry in your mouth, just a regular old strawberry, that's one flavor. Yeah. Then you think about artificial strawberry in your mouth, you're like, that's a different flavor.
Yeah.
But we know what it is. It's like we've been taught that the artificial flavor for strawberry, which probably doesn't contain any strawberry in it, has this particular flavor. I think that's with like all of them. I think one in particular is really funny where, to me, I think chalk and cheese versus the real versus the fake version, even though I quite like the fake version, is cherry.
Yeah. The real.
I don't think cherry, like if you think about, there's like cherry cola, or some people often say, people associate cherry cola with Dr. Pepper, right? Yeah. They have like kind of similar flavors. And it's like cherry. And I was like, you've defined cherry as that flavor, but that doesn't taste like cherry to me. There's no... If I took a bite of a cherry, it doesn't taste anything like that.
No.
But if I was to taste something artificial and somebody was like, what does that taste like? I might be like, oh, cherry. Like artificial cherry flavor. That's how I describe it to you so that you know what I think it tastes like.
Artificial cherry flavor is like super sweet. But cherries can be like quite tart. You know, like
Yeah, tart. They're like quite tart.
yeah, they've really just stripped away like the thing about cherries that is really unique is their tartness, and they're like, "Well, to get rid of that, what if we made it really sweet?"
Yeah.
And banana's
it
another
is
big one. People
crazy.
always say that artificial banana never actually tastes like banana, but there is
Never close.
There is an understanding that artificial banana doesn't taste like banana, but that is banana flavor.
But that's banana flavor. We've all accepted it. Yeah. Do you know what I did here? And I don't know how true this is. It probably isn't at all. But those fake banana candies that are almost like chalky in texture.
Yeah.
That flavor of banana was apparently based off a banana that is, I want to say maybe not extinct, but just not as common as like, because we have like Cavendish. I think bananas are like pretty common here in Australia, and there's like other ones like ladyfingers or something. Is that the other one called? Maybe, I don't know. But so this was like a version of banana that like nobody really has anymore as a raw banana flavor.
Yeah, I
don't know whether I buy that. I've heard that a few times. They're like, no, it doesn't taste like normal banana that you have, but it does actually represent a real banana somewhere.
I think we've talked about this on this show before. The fake banana flavor being the extinct or out of population flavor, and the other wrinkle to it I've heard, again, the validity of which we have no way of proving, is that the reason that they chose that is it because that was the more popular banana flavor at the time as well. So like that was the popular one, maybe over farmed or something, I don't know, but
Yeah, but then how has it just dropped off completely? Yeah. If that was the most favored one at the time, I'm suspicious, Cameron.
Do you
these people
like blue raspberry as a flavor? Because blue raspberry as a flavor gives me like alarm bells go off in my head. Because it sounds...
Yeah.
It's no more unnatural than any other like soda or anything. But...
Well, the funny thing is... It's funny you mentioned that because Ellen, my wife, does not like anything blue artificial. So, like, let's say we're drinking a Powerade or Gatorade, right? She won't take the blue flavor because she thinks, even though they're all just as disgustingly artificial as each other, she's like, there's no natural blue flavor. Blue coloring, really. You know, like there's no... And I've said to her before, I was like, how about blueberries? And she's like, nah, it doesn't count. It's not in here. But she'll be like orange and like red. She's like, those are acceptable. She'll drink those ones. I mean...
But if she can look at a bottle of Fanta and be like, that seems a reasonable orange for this natural flavor to be, I'm impressed. Because every time I've squeezed an orange, it has not been radioactively orange.
Yeah. Well, you're not buying the right... I've heard there's an extinct version of oranges down there that they based Fanta off.
Just like Fanta.
So, yeah.
Blue raspberry though, it's strike. Like I don't think I would ever choose a blue raspberry, and that's something as I get older, more and more I am, more and more I get really like anxious about foods, and I'm like, oh, that can't be natural. You know, like when I was young,
that's not good.
I'd eat all kinds of crap. I just eat a pure toxic chemical if I wanted to. You know.
Yeah.
And then the older I get, the more I'm
you
like...
still... So then, okay, because you think the same sort of principle. Let's say you're going to get a Slurpee from a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And there's blue raspberry and then there's raspberry. You're like, well... I'm getting the raspberry. See, I think you have the same mentality that Ellen does.
That's true. Because I would prefer raspberry over blue raspberry.
Yeah, because it seems more natural.
But you know what I think it is as well is like I'm aware that raspberry's not natural, but I'm like, but like that's set. You know, like that's the standard. And to me. Because
I've been putting that shit into my body for years.
And I was like, I just can't start another, you know? I can't. I've been consuming this, and that's fine. But I can't risk now changing that up with a new flavor.
Yeah.
That might fuck me up in a whole new way.
Yeah, that's right. My intestines aren't ready for that kind of recommitment to something.
That being said, blue cocktail, I'm fine with.
Oh,
isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's usually like blue curacao or something, right? Which that seems
bit
not
more,
right.
Bit more
itself.
natural, that one.
Yeah. I find that when it comes to, let's say, cakes.
Yeah,
and things. In my older age, I think that's my older and wiser growth that's been coming out as I've aged is to say when I want a cake or something, I'm going to go for a fruit flavored one rather than just chocolate, which like arguably not too like there's still a lot of sugar in
but
both
in your
those
mind,
cakes.
are you like a little healthier? Good on you, Nelson. You've gone a little healthier.
I got a couple of vitamins in there somewhere, so pat on the back for me.
I'm gonna have a second slice of this. I reckon it's a little bit healthier. Than
Yeah. I haven't eaten fruit all week. I suppose I'll eat the rest of the cake. All right, Gabby, let's get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by the Smartass One. There is a specific distance from the urinal where it goes from acceptable to public exposure.
My mind kind of went to.
I think.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
Maybe we have the same thought. My first thought is if someone took an extra step back from the urinal, I'd be like, well done. You know,
Yeah.
To me, that implies something
I'm
else.
not a similar page. Here's what I think. I think if somebody is standing in front of a urinal and they are at the back wall trying to like pee into that urinal, let's say even if they're missing, I'm like, good effort.
Yeah.
Just trying to give it a go. You know, like, I don't think there is a distance. I've decided. First of all, I thought, oh, yeah, this is kind of funny. You're right. But I was like, nah, if they're in front of a urinal to any distance, it's got to be obviously the length of the room. I suppose if there was a urinal where if you could open the door to the bathroom and still be facing the urinal, then it does become public exposure to some degree. But otherwise, I think if you're still in the bathroom, then it's just somebody with like ambitious intentions.
Yeah. I would somewhat agree with that, Nelson. But how do you feel about the idea that someone walks into the bathroom, say the urinal's on the far end, but as soon as they're inside the door, the dick is out, and they walk across the bathroom with the dick out?
Yeah. So they're not trying to pee from that whole distance. They just really
They're like,
prepared.
I'm in here now. It's not indecent exposure if
You know
my
what?
dick is out.
I've realized what it is. It depends on how quickly they're walking.
Yeah.
If they've got a real brisk walk, I'm like, oh, that guy is busting.
Yeah.
Like he needs to save the milliseconds of time for getting his dick out before he goes into the urinal. But if he's just kind of sauntering over it, I'm like, whoa, that's public exposure. How dare you?
There is also part of me that is like, there's an unspoken rule at the urinal, which is look forward. Don't be trying to catch a look. So if someone steps back and then you turn around and look, you're like, what are you doing? We've all agreed to look forward. I'm trying to be a little more ambitious, and you're looking at my dick for it.
Yeah, I think it's really if you notice somebody's standing too far away from the urinal, you're the perv.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, don't be looking. They're just trying to do something.
Yeah. All right. Here's another one. This is by Nilsohini. One day, we probably won't recommend movies or shows to friends. We'll just share the prompts we use to generate them.
I mean, this sounds like...
Some people might think this is sad.
Yeah.
But there's a real little part of me, Cambo, that's like, that'd be pretty sick.
But what is interesting about this is anything with AI generation is like kind of not repeatable with a prompt because it just comes out different every time. So I'm like, oh my God, Nelson, I watched the best episode of the show. Use this prompt, and then you might just get a completely different thing. And I'm like, oh, when it did it for me, it was quite good. What did you see?
Yeah, you idiot! Oh my God, that show was so racist. I can't believe you liked it.
So it's like this is not a repeatable
I
thing.
think just. This is how I imagine it. So not exactly in that sense of like, hey, this is the prompt I put in. Why don't you put in the same prompt and you get it? But this is how I imagine an evolution, which again, I think is scary and I know people won't necessarily like, but it's something that I think would be kind of cool at the same time, which is you could develop a script, put it into an AI or whatever, and then obviously it's got direction and whatnot, and maybe you could go back through it scene by scene and be like, oh, actually the setting should be a little bit like this, the costume should be a little bit like this, the inflection on this character isn't quite right on this line in this scene. So you still kind of have a human meticulously go over it to create the vision that they wanted to, which you could argue is kind of real directing.
Yeah, but I don't. I don't want.
That's what directors do.
I don't want to have to do that to something I want to consume. I don't want to have to fix it.
Well, obviously, this would be for people who want to make films.
Yeah, right.
But what you're doing is you're just dropping the barrier to entry from like extremely high, where you need hundreds of people on side and millions of dollars, to, oh, I've just got an idea and some time. And that's, you kind of produce it from there. Yeah. I think that's a really interesting concept because you could, we know that there is producers and directors and, writers out there where you're like, you guys were just in the right place at the right time or had the right connections, but the shit that you made should not exist. And it's just because your barrier to entry was a lot lower than somebody else's because maybe one, you had the money to do it, or like The Room as a like kind of a weird example where somebody, I feel like that's highlighted a little bit more just because it's so incredibly shocking. But he was just like, I got a bunch of money. I'm going to spend it on doing this because that's something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Whereas there could be people right now living their everyday lives where they've got this sick, awesome idea for a film or a TV show, especially now, right? We know that distributors and whatnot are more likely to make the safe bet film or TV show.
Yeah.
The rerun or the not the rerun,
a proven brand,
but sequel or whatever. Yeah, they're like that's the type of stuff that we are going to commit a lot of money to, and that's kind of a sad part about the industry because then it feels like, and it might not necessarily be this way, but it feels like we have less and less original content as the years go by.
And there's I know you're making a larger point, but on this exact point, there's a funny caveat, which is every time that it happens, kind of the opposite to it, everyone's always so taken by surprise as well. The good example of this lately is the movie K-Pop Demon Hunters, which is not based on it. Yeah. It's an original thing. Sony sold it to Netflix because they're like, what is this? And now it's so huge and it's so big and they believed in it so little that they didn't make any merchandise for it. So now this Christmas rush is on and everyone's so shook. But it's like, but it's just a good, interesting idea. But no one believed in it because it wasn't a brand.
Yeah,
now
exactly. Now it is.
Sorry, but you were saying.
Yeah, but I just think... I just think it'd be interesting to get to a world where, because the monetary, entry level is potentially so much lower, you might actually have a lot more original content out there that might be interesting. Speaking of which, getting off on a bit of a tangent here, I watched the first 2 episodes of The Paper.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I actually quite liked it.
I quite liked it too.
I thought it was funny.
I quite liked it too.
I thought they made some great jokes. I will let you say your thoughts because I know I've just been talking a lot right now. But I wanted to point out they have a guy who's like not the main character, but he's the boss, and he has done, I think, a very, very good American version of David Brent.
Yeah.
And in fact, like, because Steve Carell, obviously, with the first season of the US Office, tried to like do a bit of a David Brent. You know, they did like episode for episode, yada yada, and he couldn't quite nail the cadence. It's like this really dry, kind of like offensive, but thinks he's funny.
Yeah,
and like this guy, I reckon, fucking nails it. He is the US David Brent. He's really good.
That's anyway, Tim Key. Sorry. He's a British comedian, Tim Key. In the original, very first series of Taskmaster in the UK, you'll see Tim Key. He's also in Peep Show a little bit as well. I agree. I think he's really funny. He is like, the Americanized Brent. All of his little mannerisms and the style of humor that is like offensive, but he thinks he's just being cheeky, but everyone's like, that's just weird.
Yeah.
I agree. I quite like the paper. I think it feels a certain way that I haven't felt in a while, which is it feels like comfort TV. As in, it feels like something you just put on and watch a bunch of episodes of and let it wash over you. It's not hilariously funny, but it's nice and comforting, and it makes you laugh a few times. The thing I see online is a lot of people complaining about a character called Esmeralda, played by Sabrina Impecatore, I think her name is. Yeah. Saying, oh, she's so annoying. But that's what makes that character
work. That's her character.
Without her.
And what makes it interesting to the other characters.
It's the same way a lot of people were like, God, I hate Joffrey on Game of Thrones. He's so mean. It's like, but you take him out and that is not an interesting show anymore. And Sabrina Impecatore is so funny in that role because she's doing exactly what she needs to do. And I just don't think people realize that is what makes it funny. Anyway,
I think she's done such an incredible job of it. There's actually one joke, like I think it's the first episode, that I just thought was so funny, where she sent an email saying that the guy hadn't been Me Too'd. The main character who's coming into the business hadn't been Me Too'd. And so everybody's judging him. And he's like, "What? I haven't been Me Too'd." And she's like, "Yes, that's what I said. I said that you haven't been Me Too'd." And he's like, "Yeah, but you don't need to say that I haven't." You know? Just like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Sorry.
Anyway, the other point I wanted to make is just quickly on AI. I am genuinely like amazed by the technology of it, right? The fact that you can type in words and it will generate you a video or an image or something. It's incredible. Like, I know it's scraping and it's stealing and it's doing all kinds of things that are probably going to be regulated. But the one thing I always notice is no matter how good it looks, it's still missing like intention every time. It'll look incredibly like, but there's no like actual human intention behind this. It is impressive to look at, but it is missing that out. And until they figure whatever that is, the human intention behind it, I just don't think it'll be what people are claiming, which is like, oh, you type in a prompt and you get a season of a TV show. You might, but it'll be awful.
So that's why I think there's two things to this. I think my theory, again, no idea of how this will evolve, but that idea of like, you feed it in, it gives you everything back based on what you've written in the script, but then you go through it with a fine-tooth comb and kind of make sure that the intention that you had behind the script is conveyed, I think would be that little extra touch that you kind of need from a human. I don't think you could just ever get that from a computer because nuance, no matter what, in what way, like you can't explain nuance even just to another human. Sometimes you need to show the nuance, and
a great example of this nuance is sometimes in a conversation where people are fighting, they won't cut away from a person even if they're not talking, because you want to see how they're reacting to what someone is saying to them. And it's a very small thing. Yeah. And the logic is cut to whoever's talking. But sometimes just hanging on someone for a little extra longer to see their reaction to something, Yeah, all of that little nuance is still needed to be added in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there could be that version where you've just got a human that goes over the top, and probably the more effort they put in, the better it will come out as the intention of the original script. The other thing I wanted to mention is, so funnily enough, just in the past little while, I've heard Tim Minchin, again, getting back to Tim Minchin for some reason, he's mentioned in 3 different speeches that I've heard from him. Well, one was a live show. I saw him just the other week, and he mentioned, and he was talking about how he thinks that, AI is, taking over, and he's sad about it, but actually he's really hopeful because he thinks that, while AI has like taken over art, people are already fighting back with, there's like an increase in ticket sales for live events and things like that. And he said, and I think that's like us humans sort of fighting back and sort of saying, no, actually we want some real art. And I want to get your take on my view of this, which is that AI hasn't ever taken over art. I think it's done creative things, and I get the idea of art is interpretive, and sometimes that is just, a generated image is quote unquote art, but I mean the type of art where it's paid for, I think, where it is like it moves you a bit more. It's something that you take the time out of, it's not just an image. That's the type of art I guess I'm talking about. I don't think AI has at any point done that, where it's taken over art in that sense. Now, I know there's like a band famously just a little while ago, it's like, they released like 20 albums in a year, and they're clearly just all AI songs. But that is an attempt to replace art, but I don't think people are appreciating that music to the same degree. I just thought it was interesting. I think that kind of to Tim Minchin's point, but just the fact that it's never actually been an issue, which is people are always going to appreciate art over created content. Because, his big argument as well is like, there's like intention behind human art.
Yeah.
He's like, what art really is me saying, hey guys, what it's, how life is like this. And you guys all say, oh yeah, it is a little bit like that. He's like, that's kind of that's all I'm really doing. And so for the same reason, I don't think AI has even attempted to do that yet. We're just doing the like really basic stuff that doesn't have meaning behind it.
Yeah. I think my opinion is that you're being very optimistic about people. Going to any like market at the moment, there's so much AI generated images that people are trying to sell as like they've put it into Midjourney and typed like some popular franchise in this style or whatever. But I think the people that do that are not people that actually intend to make art. You know what I mean? It's not actual artists doing it. It's opportunistic people trying to be like, I reckon I could do that now and I'll make a bunch of money from it. So it's like people that are trying to game a system and not artists. I don't think artists will ever want to do, like, I create stuff. I have no like intention of just doing it all through AI because that's not very interesting to me. Like if anything, that's quite lonely. The thing I like about what I do when I create stuff is I work with people. Cutting everyone else out of it would be quite lonely to me. But I'm also like, I'm so hesitant in that like there's a huge backlash to AI, and largely I agree with like certain sections of it of like, what's the point of just doing it if no one's involved anymore and it's not intentional and whatever. That being said, there's a lot of AI features that are in stuff that people just take for granted and don't consider AI, even though they completely are. One example is I video edit every day, and there's a function I use every day, and it is an AI function. And all it does is if you insert a clip into your timeline, say I rip something from YouTube or whatever, it can go through it and go, I can find every time the camera cuts and I'll make a cut for you.
Yeah.
And that's using AI. And so I know I'm using AI in my editing, but not in the way that people are thinking, you know? It's just going, okay,
Yeah.
I've recognized a cut. I'll make a cut for you so you don't have to do that manually.
Yeah.
Or in Photoshop,
that's exactly
there's a new
what I
thing
mean,
that says, like,
I
you put a
think.
photo into Photoshop, it'll say, hey, I've recognized that this is a person. I've recognized that this is their eyes. This is their whatever. So now instead of having to cut anything out, I can just select them for you. That is using AI, and that is a tool, and I understand that, and I'm completely fine with it. It's more of the people that are like, I'm going to create a band that creates 20 albums. They're the opportunistic people that I don't think are the artists.
But see, that's exactly my point, I think, is that art isn't being consumed by humans, really. Like you said, people are going at a market and trying to sell those like generated idioms. Okay, I'm not saying it's that they're not selling it, people aren't buying them, but it's not replacing art. And I don't think it ever has replaced art. It's allowing the ability to do some of this stuff. Do you know what I also think, just to like add on to the like, oh, where AI has been helping us? I would say you could consider the spell check of Word, since that came out, a form of AI changing, because that's kind of the tools, right, that we use today. That, like you said, the cutting in between, it's just a program recognizing something that you want. Word was just checking, oh, hey, I've got a dictionary, this isn't in there. Are you sure you want this? It's like, it's the same sort of thing. I think that we exaggerate a lot on how AI is taking over, but actually I don't know. I think there's a lot. Humans are smarter than we give them credit for, is what I think. Which is crazy because there's a lot of dumb people out there, can be. I'm one of them. So I can say that.
I'm actually really smart. It's really embarrassing that you said you're dumb. I'm actually super smart.
Yeah.
We talked about that for ages.
It took like way too long. Do I have to do my podnapping then?
How long is it?
I could just not.
Yeah, you could just. We just need to do it next week.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's not my fault that we went this long.
Yeah. I would say it's not my fault either. So we'll look into whose fault this is, and we'll get back to everyone next week. We'll find someone to blame.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks for writing in, anyone who did. If you'd like to write into us, you can do so at readitpodcast, readitpodcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us at our subreddit or the Discord. The link is in the show notes. And we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and rate the show.
Yeah.
But don't rate the show as if we had only done like 90% of an episode. Rate the show as if we did 100% of the episode and you were satisfied with that.
And also, let me know, was Pitbull a joke? I am genuinely curious. Was Pitbull a joke?
Was Pitbull a joke?
Yeah, that's the most important.
If you have clips of a late night talk show giving shit to Pitbull, please link those.
Yes, please, thank you.
All right, so thanks for listening, and we will read you later.